I want to change the word rely because it looks a little bit awkward. It's not intuitive that it would be pronounced that way with the Y. It's being a little bit confusing. And what I want to change it to is a reflection of who you should rely on and how this word should function. So what I'm going to be changing it to is relio. The main thing to focus on is what you should really rely on. So we have real dash, a capital I, a lowercase o. Because when you have to rely on something, it's got to be primarily yourself. Try to keep that as the main focus. And then a small circle of people. The larger you expand out, the more likely it is that you're going to get burned and things aren't going to go well. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't trust. But rely, at least from my perspective, is kind of trust with bigger consequences. So I feel like to rely is to have great confidence with your trust and that you don't need to have part in it. And so that's why I think you really have to confine what you rely on and who you rely on to basically yourself and only your most trusted people. And that doesn't even go as general as like just your family or just your friends. No, you have to find the exact people within that you can genuinely rely on. So that's why it's relio. That's why it's mostly within you. And then also a very small circle. That's how I view it. If you're relying on more of that, things are going to break down too frequently. And you're going to have to kind of pick up the pieces and make up for a lot of lost time. So that's who you really should rely on, and make sure that you pick out the right people that are going to be reliable. And that doesn't mean just family or friends, because there might be some emp titles there. You want to be looking for people that are at least titles, maybe toe titles. And that is who you are going to be able to rely on. And other than that, cut it out. Doesn't mean you can't trust. But don't put blind, full, confident trust where you know that it's going to get done. Song of the day is Trust Nobody by Hippie Sabotage. And as I kind of laid out, this isn't really my exact stance on things. It is kind of loss preventive if you trust nobody and really try to keep things within yourself. You don't have to go that extreme. Anyway, it's just a cool song. I'm not saying this has to be your deep, intense philosophy. This is just kind of like a very interesting, awesome EDM-ish song, but maybe a little more relaxed and chill than that typical vibe of maybe what just popped into your head. But this is a cool song. Hippie Sabotage has some great stuff. I haven't listened to a ton of their music, but they have some true standouts for sure. And this is one that I would recommend checking out. Then for the video of the day, I chose the Inside Outtakes by Bo Burnham. And Inside is a comedy special that he released in 2021. It's very musical, and he does the entire thing within one room, but adds so many interesting simplexes and different visual decisions and concepts that make this pretty interesting. And so the original special is awesome. The Inside Outtakes are also very good. Some things that didn't quite make the final show, and it's maybe like a little step down in quality and shows some of kind of the process of what was going on too, but isn't like a narrative either. But both the actual special and this outtakes version are worth the watch. The outtakes is on YouTube, and then the actual special is on Netflix. And I felt like showing this outtakes version too because it's kind of how I feel a lot of times in creating these videos, just like seemingly endlessly, because he went on a super long journey of creating this thing over a year before he really got any feedback on it. And I feel like I've mostly been doing this just with not really getting much of a reaction too. So it's kind of relatable watching this process for me, and just the endless grind of putting out things that you think or hope are good and then just never really seeing what's going on. But anyway, that's what we got for the Daily Do. Peace out.